GM, welcome everybody to what's going to be another great DevNTell. If you didn't know, DevNTell is a 30-minute podcast for builders to showcase something they're passionate about or been building in Web3. It's going to be an awesome project you've been working on, unit testing best practices, automation goodies, smart contracts, how to structure a project, etc. Basically, if you've got a passion for something, this is your opportunity to share it with the community here. And this week, we're in for a treat again. We are going to have Dan and Daniel from GasHawk, who are going to be giving us an overview of their product, how it works, how you can set it up, and how it can save you a bundle of cash when you're working with the Ethereum blockchain. But before we get into that, let's watch a little ad by our guest today. Today's episode of DevNTell is brought to you by our friends at GasHawk. GasHawk makes on-chain interactions more efficient, safe, and secure by providing a service that saves both retail and institutions up to 95% on transaction costs. Users can simply set a time preference for their transactions, and GasHawk will hunt for the best possible execution in that time frame. Why waste time watching gas fees fluctuate to get the best deal when you can just use GasHawk to automatically get you the best fee? GasHawk intelligently submits your transactions into the best possible block over the course of your time frame, helping you save up to 95% on transaction costs. If only I had used GasHawk in the last handful of months, I could have saved myself $800 in gas fees alone. You can get started with just a click of a button to add GasHawk to your favorite wallet. Start saving some extra dough on gas fees today by checking out GasHawk for free using the link in the description below. Now, let's get to our episode. Hey, GM, everybody. Welcome, Dan. Welcome, Daniel. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. And we saw just a brief teaser of what we're in for today. But before we get into the meat of those details, perhaps would you like to give a brief introduction about yourselves for the audience?
Sure. Yeah, thanks for having us. My name is Dan, CEO here at GasHawk. Also have with me my partner and CTO, Daniel. We're super excited to have the opportunity to present GasHawk in front of the developer DAO community. Plan is to kind of walk everyone through a quick demo of how to sign up, begin using GasHawk, and actually go through a transaction. So really excited about the opportunity.
Awesome. Yeah, great. What about yourself, Daniel?
Great. Yeah, I'm Daniel. I'm from Germany. I'm CTO of GasHawk, and I'm excited to demo it in the later show here.
Excellent. And today, it's a first on DevNTell. We are live streaming from both YouTube and Twitter. So, gang, if you're watching on either platform, please don't be afraid to leave any questions you may have for Dan and Daniel during the show. But I guess in the interest of time, let's get right into it. Let's see what GasHawk is all about.
Yeah, happy to dive in. It was cool that we actually are the sponsor as well. So I think everyone has a brief understanding. But yeah, we've started our company a little over a year ago with the mission of making on-chain interactions more efficient, safe, and secure. Our initial target market into that section is really focused on making transaction fees up to 95% cheaper for both retail and institutional clients. For retail, we're a one-click add to wallet solution. So you can add us to your favorite wallet. We're also DApp agnostic. So you can use us on whatever DApp platform protocol that you'd like and simply adjust your time preference for that transaction. So as you may imagine, some things like swaps or trades, you may only want seconds of delay or minutes versus contract deployment or registering ENS domain, which may be more of an hours or days category. So essentially what we've built is proprietary algorithms that allow us to model, predict, and execute at the lowest base fee over any time interval. For the retail audience, as mentioned, it's a one-click add to wallet, and then you can begin using your wallet like you normally would. So we're a completely non-custodial platform. We have no ability to sign transactions, move your funds, anything like that. Essentially, you sign your transaction in your wallet. GasHawk will intercept or be a buffer between that transaction and the mempool and find the best execution depending on your time frame. In addition to our retail audience, we also work with institutional clients as well. So you can imagine things like layer 2s, custodians, exchanges, DAOs, DeFi protocols, fiat on and off ramps, relayers, paymasters. The types of enterprises are pretty much limitless, but are spending a lot of money transacting on chain. And so on the enterprise side, we also have our API and SDK available for enterprise clients. And so essentially what we've built is the ability to take these signed transactions and then find the best possible timing for that transaction, depending on what you're doing on chain. And thought that it'd be really helpful if we kind of walk the audience through both how to sign up and add GasHawk to your wallet, and then actually doing a live transaction as well, just to show how easy it is. So with that in mind, super excited to pass over to Daniel that will walk us through both adding GasHawk to MetaMask, and then actually a live transaction for the audience as well.
Sure, happy to do that now. So let me share the screen and I will demo. So when you visit GasHawk, GasHawk.io, you are on our landing page, brand new, by the way, and you can find out your own personal savings potential for your past transactions. And you can launch the app in the top right. So I do that now. And our sign-up flow will guide you through the actual sign-up and your wallet setup that you have to go through. So now I should connect my wallet here. Yeah, sure.
Could you zoom in maybe like 1 or 2x?
I think I have to share my screen. Change my screen sharing settings for that. I can, but maybe then you can't see my wallet. I do a different thing. Wait a second.
I mean, if it's too much of a hassle, don't worry about it.
So,
oh, this is good. Yeah,
this is better, right?
Better.
So I connect my wallet. Then afterwards, I don't know, MetaMask is sometimes a bit slow. I connect the wallet with it. And then I have a one-click button to add the GasHawk RPC to MetaMask. Shows the normal warnings that this is not the standard RPC for the mainnet. I can approve that, and then I can switch to that newly added RPC server. So, and then I simply sign only the welcome message, and I'm in. So, sign that. This is free, by the way. This is only a signature. And then I can proceed and see my transaction dashboard of GasHawk. That's how easy it is. And whenever I wanted to add another of my wallets, I can simply do that, go through the same process with another wallet, and I can start saving on that wallet too then. So it is important to understand that you have to go through that process with the wallet you want to use with GasHawk. And if you have done that, I can simply show what you can do here. So you can have an overview about the savings of your past transactions. If you have already done some, you can show the savings chart of one of those, for instance. So GasHawk got a transaction here at this price, it's submitted here. And you get some facts. You can share your successes with GasHawk, with Twitter, copy that, and share what you like about GasHawk. And also, you can, of course, change your settings. So I have a default deadline set up, and I can change that from 30 seconds all the way up to 24 hours. And I can also send my transactions by default only through flashbots in order to protect myself from MEV exploitation. Or I can choose a variety of different other protection mechanisms that GasHawk offers to the users. So let me go through one transaction that I can make. I'm going to do a very simple thing. I send some ETH to myself, gashawk.eth. Hit next, confirm. I've made sure that I'm connected with the GasHawk RPC, by the way. And here in the background, you already see that the transaction is in my transaction dashboard of GasHawk. It shows me that it anticipates a savings potential of 77% in this case, when I wait for up to 24 hours. I can also change this transaction's individual settings here. So I can lower the deadline to whatever I like if it's getting urgent or not. I can manually for that transaction activate the flashbots option. And then I can also simulate that transaction. So the prediction is minus 78%. I can see what would happen with that, how much gas would be used. It's an actual Tenderly simulation, and I can also visit Tenderly in order to see the actual effects and the outcomes. Every log, more for the techie people, but this is a feature that many of our power users really, really like. So I think that's basically it, what I can show you. Don't forget to share your referral link with others so that we can associate others that go through your link with your account, and you might be eligible for premium features or like preview features. And happy to have you on GasHawk.
That's excellent. And will the transaction automatically execute whenever it finds the optimal gas savings? Or
Yes.
do you still have to do it?
Yeah. No, right now, what has happened right now is that I have sent the transaction from my wallet. It is a signed transaction that is currently in the server queue or on our server with waiting to be sent out or submitted by our algorithm that decides about the point in time within the set deadline. And whenever the fees go low to a minimum in that time frame, we will send it out for you. You don't have to do anything else. You can watch your progress of the transaction in this dashboard, but soon you will find a GasHawk Chrome extension in the Chrome Web Store that helps you getting this much closer to your wallet and makes this even easier. So stay tuned for that. We will tweet about that for sure.
Love it. Love the alpha on the DevNTell. Excellent. And in terms of say I've submitted it with GasHawk, but for whatever reason I'm in a rush. I really need to send this transaction immediately, regardless of gas savings or not.
Yeah.
Am I able to override the algorithm and submit?
Yes, of course. You can go to your transaction dashboard and publish the transaction right now. Click that button and it will be directly submitted to the mempool or flashbots if you have selected that. And you will also, of course, be able to do that from the extension. So you don't have to visit the GasHawk app anymore. You can simply use the GasHawk extension for that.
And as Daniel showed earlier as well, sometimes it may not be, hey, I need it exactly now, but I set it for an hour and now I need it in a minute or 5 minutes. So as Daniel showed in that kind of hamburger menu, you can simply just edit that transaction in question and adjust that to a minute or 30 seconds or 5 minutes. So yeah, you can either do it instantly or just adjust the time frame once you've already submitted that transaction. And then as Daniel mentioned, you'll have full access to manage your transaction queue, add on security settings or safety settings directly next to your MetaMask or Rabby or Rainbow or favorite wallet of choice. So we're really excited about the browser extension so that you don't have to have the GasHawk web app open and can just manage your queue a little bit more efficiently.
Another feature that many people seem to like, it's very simple, but it is the descriptions. So you can add a description to any transaction you have made, a generated transaction, an encryption key, by simply signing a message. It's free, of course. And then I can add some description. Hey, this description is only stored encrypted. This description is only stored encrypted on our servers. Only you can decrypt it with your wallet, and the key that was just generated never leaves your browser. So this is a very neat feature. So I can keep kind of books about what I did on chain, and it really helps me keep track of everything.
Awesome. Yeah, we actually have some great questions in the crowd that I'd like to bring up now, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So Constantine asks, when I send a transaction through GasHawk, does it estimate gas accurately? I guess this is a question, I guess, towards the algorithm and how optimally it does estimate the gas. I guess what would you say?
Yeah, and I would say that the gas estimation mechanism is up to the wallet you use. So we are not able to replace, for instance, MetaMask gas estimation. But of course, you probably know that you will only actually use the gas that is needed for the transaction on chain. But the gas limit setting is up to the wallet. And we cannot influence that currently with the current standards we have.
Gotcha.
Be very similar for the priority fee as well, which is kind of just another element of that gas setting. But yeah, as Daniel mentioned, the total gas use will be will obviously be updated depending on the transaction. And then essentially how GasHawk works as far as like how do we calculate the savings is we can actually see the gas used, the block height of the transaction, and when we actually received it, and then see when we actually submitted it. So we can say, hey, we received it at $3, we submitted it at $1, we saved you $2. So pretty easy to calculate what the savings difference is. And those things are also verifiable on chain. So it's not GasHawk just, coming up with numbers out of nowhere. We can actually see on chain exactly when we received it, the block height and the gas use. So, and then as Daniel showed in the dashboard and then soon to be in the browser extension, you'll have your list of all these transactions. I say 40% here, 80% here, 60% here. And I don't think we've directly mentioned this, but all of this for retail is completely free. So you can simply sign up with GasHawk today, add it to your favorite wallet, as Daniel showed in 1 or 2 clicks, and then begin using us on whatever DApp platform protocol you want. And all the savings, security, efficiency is all built in directly for free for retail. And then we have our enterprise clients in which we do take a percentage of what we save for them. But retail and individual usage is completely free.
That's awesome to hear. And that was a great question, Constantine. And I guess you did show it briefly, but there's a referral link for people to share amongst their friends. I guess what is the process? If I were to share it with my friends, would I get some sort of extra gas saving bonus, or what's the incentive for people to do that?
Yeah, great question. So we probably about maybe 9 months ago-ish created what we like to call the Hawk's Nest. And the Hawk's Nest is a list of our users that have referred and had users that have made at least one transaction that qualify for this Hawk's Nest. Within the Hawk's Nest, we have early access to different features. So that might be our browser extension. That might be a few other things that we're working on that can't share that alpha just yet. But essentially access to new features, new products. And, I think people can intuitively see where that type of program may lead in the future with potentially points or potentially some type of token in the future. So the referral program is just a great way for us to be able to kind of track and see how many people you have sent. And then once you hit that 5 count, you're now in the Hawk's Nest, which provides both some of the features we talked about, as well as a private channel in our Discord that has just a little bit quicker support and a little bit more alpha in that channel as well. So just kind of our initial way to set up a referral program and also provide a little bit of alpha and benefit for those that enjoy using GasHawk and want to tell their friends about what we're doing.
So it's literally only benefits to using GasHawk for retail here. I mean, it's like save money and you get access to alpha before anybody else. So it's like, why not?
We think so.
Right?
We're
Exactly.
obviously a little bit biased, but yeah, I mean, we believe so. And that was kind of the goal within GasHawk, is to be wallet agnostic, DApp agnostic, and soon to be chain agnostic. So we're actually working on multi-chain support to bring GasHawk to other L1s and other L2s. And so, yes, the goal is we want you to be able to use GasHawk in whatever wallet of your choice, whatever DApp of your choice, and soon to be whatever chain of your choice. And then simply just be able to adjust your timeline depending on what you're doing. So as mentioned, if it's a swap or a trade, probably only want maybe seconds or, low minutes. If it's a contract deployment or a registration, you can adjust to, into the hours, into the days, et cetera. So yeah, the goal is, we want to be able to support any type of transaction on any chain, on any DApp, and just provide not only the gas savings technology, but also kind of this bundle or suite of services that make interacting on chain more efficient, safe, and secure.
Excellent. Love to hear that. And there's actually another comment from Constantine around switching chains and whatnot. So that's promising to hear that multi-chain support will be coming soon. Also, another great question from Constantine. Thank you, Constantine. Keep them coming.
Yeah.
What would happen if it's not enough ETH for gas on the sender address? Will you notify about that later or right away?
I mean, you are signing the transaction with your wallet, and the wallet will also warn you if you cannot actually pay for the transaction and the set gas limit and the current base fee estimation, and or the max base fee per gas setting in particular. So that is one stage of warning. On the GasHawk side, we have that check, that pre-submission check. We are probing a transaction before we actually send it to find out whether it would actually succeed on chain in order to keep or to protect the user or the sender from costly on-chain reversals that you all probably know and don't like. So this is one protection feature. And we are kind of dependent on the wallet's decision whether that transaction is sent out and or payable or paid for. But the pre-submission check would just before the submission protect you from that transaction being sent out.
Gotcha.
The other item that I'll add there real quick as well, which is not necessarily like a GasHawk feature, but our audience may be familiar with like a CAN abstraction, EIP 4337, 3074, etc. There are ways now that wallets are including with paymasters where you can pay that fee in a different token. So maybe you don't have enough ETH in your wallet, but you have USDC or USDT, and you could also pay that fee directly via a stable coin or another token. So I think that's the really exciting thing, not only for GasHawk users, but just users in general, is that fees are, we believe, going to continue to be abstracted away from individual users and into paymasters and into dApps and protocols sponsoring those fees, which gives a little bit more flexibility to kind of topping off your account balance on different chains. So just, I think in general, just a better way to interact on chain. I've experienced it way too often. I'm sure we both have of, you want to go to a different chain, but you don't have the native token on the chain. So then it's like, well, how do I use it now? I have to go buy it, et cetera. So I think there is things outside of GasHawk that's making that process better, but that GasHawk can add efficiency to directly with those paymasters or with those relayers, et cetera.
Excellent answer. And I guess just before we conclude today, I want to get kind of the origin story here of how you two met and like what kind of brought you to creating GasHawk. I'm sure there was an experience here where somebody paid too much in gas and like, oh, I can't take this anymore. So we'd love to hear kind of the origin there. Yeah,
we have in my opinion, a pretty unique origin story. And funny enough, I actually was not part of the origin. So I'll pass it over to Daniel to give a little bit more information on how GasHawk kind of started, the origins within Corpus Ventures, the venture studio that we initially started off, and can add any details that Daniel doesn't cover.
Of course. So GasHawk is a spin out of the venture studio Corpus Ventures. And this is founded by Christoph Jentsch and another bunch of OGs of Ethereum. And there was a rough idea that many transactions, if not most of transactions, are actually not as urgent as wallets may suggest. So there must be kind of a possibility to actually time that intelligently, or more intelligently than setting an alarm in the middle of the night to get up and deploy my smart contract, which is very painful. So there must be a service around that. And my brother, one of the co-founders of Corpus, called me and said, hey, can you look at the data? I have a data science background, and I did look at the data, found there is indeed an opportunity to build a service around that. And we started building. 4 months later, we were live, and in the first version, of course, and got very well reception. very soon after that, we found Dan as a CEO for the spin-out, and I think, Dan, you can take it from here.
Yeah, no, it was a unique story, but yeah, previous to GasHawk, I was a COO of a company called Zenledger, which is a crypto tax and accounting platform, and so built that business from 2018 through 2022, and then after 2022 was kind of looking for my next adventure, and got connected to Christoph, who mentioned that they had this really amazing product and service with the goal of spinning out from the venture studio and bringing on kind of a CEO or founder that could take this product into a business. And that's, essentially what Daniel and I have been doing for the last, year or so, is really going through the spin out phase where, GasHawk, the US company, now owns the IP, patents, etc. But now, we've been able to expand our team. Been very fortunate enough to get some grants from Ethereum Foundation, ENS, Gitcoin, Giveth, DAO Drops, Optimism, etc., which allowed us to kind of expand our team and continue to build and ship. So yeah, kind of a unique story, but one that's worked very well both for us and Corpus, and hopefully for the ecosystem. We believe that we're providing really valuable services for anyone that's interacting on chain, and as mentioned, with retail, completely free. So like you said, we haven't been able to really find too many reasons why you wouldn't want to use this, and if there are reasons, that's part of our kind of shipping cadence, is to try to unlock them and figure out how to continue to add value. But yeah, interesting kind of founding story. But super excited to be working with Daniel, and think what we're building here is really valuable.
Yeah, 100%. And thank you so much for sharing. I always love to hear these origin stories. I feel every company kind of has their own unique one to share. So thank you for doing that. And of course, like, why wouldn't anybody want to save money? So definitely want to check out GasHawk if you can. On that topic, if people have questions for you or GasHawk, or do have some sort of feature requests, what's the best way for them to reach out?
Yeah, I think we're both pretty available and open, both on Twitter, Discord, Telegram, and so more than happy to connect with anyone anytime. If you have comments, questions, feature ideas, etc. Obviously, we hope that you can see this demo, see kind of the value of what we're doing, see how easy it is to add your wallet and begin saving. And so if you do that and start to add your friends, then you could be part of the Hawk's Nest, which is really kind of our core focus group of, kind of the things that we're bouncing ideas off of, whether that's the browser extension or our multi-chain support, etc. So yeah, I think we're both open and available. I'm pretty active on Twitter, and so feel free to drop me a DM. But yeah, we're still early enough in that phase of, like most startups, there's a million things to get done and a lot of work to do, both on like UI, UX, onboarding, sign up flow, etc. And so would love people to try us out. Probably a decent place for us to kind of shill the browser extension as well. We're doing a closed beta for a browser extension. So if you're interested in what we're building and would like to participate in that, we'd love to have you. The whole goal of that, like any kind of beta, is to get in there, click around, rip the initial kind of V1 to shreds so that we can kind of launch publicly with a little bit more enhanced version. But yeah, if you are interested in trying that out, please feel free to shoot me a DM. We just need your email, and then we can get you access to the browser extension. So yeah, we'll love for you to try us out. And if you have any feedback, positive or negative, we're always all ears.
Awesome. Love to hear that. And the details on how to get in touch with Dan and Daniel are in the YouTube description below, as well as the link for you to visit GasHawk and get started today, if you so choose. Unfortunately, that brings us to time today. Thank you so much to the both of you for coming on the show and sharing this wonderful work that you've both done, and really looking forward to seeing the browser extension come out eventually, and all the other cool little features to help us save some money on the Ethereum network and beyond.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us. Like you said, I think you should be able to drop maybe my handle, Daniel's, and the GasHawk handle in the notes or whatever. So yeah, feel free to get in contact with us. And, again, thank you so much for the opportunity.
My pleasure.
Yeah, thank you very much.
My pleasure. And before everybody leaves today, I want to share the QR code. Sorry, Daniel, for covering your face there. The QR code for you to scan to claim your NFT for being an attendee on DevNTell today. So what you want to do is scan this QR code, fill out the form, and you'll be airdropped a NFT on the base network within a couple of days, highlighting your attendance on DevNTell today as a live audience member. So you'll have about an hour and a half from now to do that. And with that, I just want to wish everybody a happy Thursday, a happy weekend, and we'll catch you back here next week for another episode of DevNTell. All right, all. Have a good one.
Thank
Bye.
you.